The retail sector is not optimistic about the near-term outlook in activity for 2024. Industry role players say based on the previous StatsSA data showing a 0.9% drop, yet another year of turbulence is expected. Retail Industry Specialist Andrea Ellens joins us now to unpack a report reflecting these views. Thank you so much for your time, Andrea. There are macro effects at play here. Do talk us through them as highlights for this near-term outlook.
Thanks. So the big macro factors that are affecting us in South Africa are, obviously the two wars in the Ukraine and then the Hamas-Israel conflict. The knock-on effects are twofold. One is we haven't yet seen impact on fuel and the price of oil, but if anything else goes wrong in the Middle East, we can expect that to increase, and we know what happens when the fuel price goes up. But what we are seeing is an impact on the supply chain. We're seeing tankers and ships being rerouted outside the Suez Canal because of the conflict around there. So we've got the supply chain being disrupted yet again, and that has a knock-on impact on the prices, compounded by the issues at our ports. And we saw in December our ports causing problems by products not being able to be delivered, and Christmas stock not arriving in our stores and causing our retailers a lot of angst. So we've got all the wars that are conflicting. We've got issues in the supply chain, and then in 2024 we are very concerned about all the countries going to election. So we've got obviously South Africa going into election, which causes all this instability. But you've got the US, the UK, India. Basically 2 billion people are going to the polls this year. And when people go to the polls, there's a lot of sort of anxiety around that. And it means that investments are low and confidence is low. And that then in turn relates to negative or constrained retail sales. So all that doesn't bode well for retail sales. So last year we saw continuous month-on-month negative sales versus 2022, and we're not positive about 2024 retail sales.
All those elements have resulted in an evolve when it comes to shopping behavior. What's to be said about that, particularly looking at the local activity within the retail industry?
So the big thing is that basically our shoppers in South Africa, you and me and everyone else, have become super, super savvy. So, we've all got shrinking wallets, and food prices. We've seen an average of 10.8% food inflation over last year. So just going to the shops is a nightmare. We've got smaller wallets and the price of food has gone up, which means that shopping behavior has changed. It means that we're shopping around for the good deals. On average, the lower income shopper is shopping at 4 to 5 retailers. They're shopping on broadsheets. They're shopping around for the deals. Even I'm shopping around for the deals. I can tell you where the coffee specials are. I bet you know where your particular products are on special. I certainly don't buy coffee where I used to buy coffee. So we're shopping around for deals. We're using reward cards really savvily. On average, people have got 8 to 10 reward cards. So they're using the reward cards really, really well. We're shopping off broadsheets. We're buying in bulk when we can. We're buying in bulk and sharing with friends and family. So shopping behavior has changed quite a lot in the last year. In result to all these rises.
Right. You referenced, Andrea, the likes of Benefit and the shopping cards that we all have. That also means that retailers need to change their strategies around how they then entice us as consumers. How much of that are we seeing?
So, look, I think the retailers are really coming to the party with good promotions and good retail, rewards, but there's only so much they can do because bear in mind they've also got to make a profit, and they are super squeezed on their margins as well. So they're doing as much as they can. The other thing retailers have done is they are offering more and more private brands. So the other behavior shift, which I forgot to mention, is that shoppers are switching into private label brands that offer good value. And on average, we're seeing 25% of a shopping basket consists of private label brands. And often shoppers don't even realize they're buying private brands. So, for example, Checkers launched Feast and Forage. That is actually a Checkers private label brand. And a lot of people don't even realize that.
I've seen that, and there was a recent issue around that particular brand with another retailer. As a parting shot, though, Andrea, is there at least a glimmer of hope with regards to a turn in the tide here?
Well, let's hope that some of the wars are resolved fast. I think the glimmer of hope is that the retailers invested heavily last year in all the solar, so they don't have those big capital investments that they have to invest in this year, which then maybe gives them some wiggle room to invest in the promotions and the good deals for shoppers this year.
Thank you so much for your insights. That is Andrea Ellens. She's a retail specialist talking to us right here on the business desk this morning about uncertainty that remains within the retail space.